Hey, it's Guard here, and I love to go shooting, but I don't like spending a lot of money on ammo. It's just like the cost of buying bullets these days is crazy. So I thought, well, why not just pick up an air rifle? This is actually my second air rifle. I have a Gamo that I bought a couple months ago. It's a 17 caliber or 177, and I really like it, but I wanted something just a little bit more powerful. So I picked up today, it's a Gamo, it's a Whisper Fusion Mach 1 22 caliber. And the Whisper Fusion has to do with the suppressor technology on it. They make three different levels. They have a Whisper Maximum, and a Whisper Fusion. And the Whisper Fusion is supposed to be the quietest one. It's also called a Mach 1 because with the proper pellets in it, it'll break the sound barrier, 1,100 feet per second. It says if you use an alloy pellet, but I'm gonna use heavier pellets, just quieter. I think it's nice to have a nice quiet air rifle. So when I go to the range, I don't have to worry about wearing earmuffs and all that stuff. But here it is. It comes with the suppressor technology on it. It also comes with the 3x9 scope. It has the CAT 2-stage adjustable trigger, and it has a 5-year warranty. And you can, on the back of the box, they show a graph here, and it shows the different levels of sound reduction. And the Whisper Fusion is supposedly their quietest one. So we're just gonna open it up, and I'm gonna put the scope on it. I'm not gonna use the scope that came with it. I've got just an old cheap scope. I'm gonna put on a little UAG, I guess it's called. Just a little inexpensive scope that's supposedly rated for air rifles. It's a 4-power scope. So here we go. This is the rifle, and it comes with the scope. The reason I'm not gonna use the scope is because on my other Gamo, the scope, it doesn't focus for me. I'm not real happy with the focusing of it. I don't know, it might just be my glasses, I don't know, but it just doesn't seem to work for me. But anyway, here's the rifle. So let's just go ahead and open it up. I have a little pocket knife somewhere. Okay, so here it is. And let me just try to cock it for a second. Okay, there we go. I'm just verifying that it is empty, that they didn't ship it cocked. But it has this rail system on it that's supposed to move to help with the recoil so it doesn't tear up your scopes. I'm gonna have to look at that. And some people say that you have to loosen it up a little bit, that from the factory it comes too tight. So I'm gonna work on that. But here's the rifle itself. It comes with some fiber optic sights. When these sights are really pretty good. I use them on my 17 caliber. They're green in the back, orange in the front, and they work actually pretty nice just for using it as open sights. I like that. It has the this trigger. This is the safety. This is the only thing I really don't like about it, is that the safety is in here with the trigger guard. So when you want to put it on safe, you stick your finger in the trigger guard and you pull back. You have to make sure that you don't skip it, the safety, and actually pull the trigger back. It's a little kind of awkward, I think, but it's just something to pay attention to. But it also is a 2-stage adjustable trigger, which is pretty neat. So there it is. You can also, my other one has a red band on it. So 177 is red, and just kind of let you know when you pick it up, remember green for 22. But these little plugs, these also come out of the back. You can take these out and make the recoil pad a little more soft. I don't even know if you really need that. I mean, it doesn't recoil that much that you have to worry about having some recoil reduction, I don't think. So anyway, what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna crack the barrel open. I'm gonna run a cleaning rod through it and make sure the barrel's clean, and I'm gonna put the scope on it. So let's get that going.
Go.
Hey, I forgot to turn the camera back on. I just ran my first patch through the barrel, and that's what it looked like. It's a little dirty. So this does have a baffle in the end of it, so you have to make sure that you have a long enough cleaning rod, because you have to push it through. If you use a small patch like this, you have to push it through in one complete motion, and it has to pass the end of the barrel. It has to pass the muzzle. Otherwise, you could have a problem because there's a baffle. It's not like a regular barrel. So I'm gonna put a little more cleanup fluid on here. And this will be patch number 2. And you have to make sure you get one complete push through, and there we go. And there's patch 2. Still pretty dirty. So I'll put these out here. There's 1, there's 2. I'll put another patch. This will be patch number 3. It's looking a little better. I'll run a couple dry patches through it. And okay, this is my first dry patch after 3 wet patches. Okay, like I said, you have to make sure that you don't drop that patch in that suppressor. So when you do this, you have to make sure, because it feels kind of funny when you push the rod through. It has resistance, and right there the resistance drops off. And that's probably the length of the suppressor right here. So as I push it in that much further before the patch actually exits the muzzle. All right, so it looks nice and good, clean now. So we're gonna consider that done. And the next thing we're gonna do is mount the sight, mount the scope. Yeah. Okay, so this is the scope I'm gonna use. It's a little UTG. It's fixed power. It's four power fixed with a 32mm objective. Had it for a long time. It's supposed to handle the recoil of an air rifle. We're gonna find out. But this is the scope that came with the gun, and listen, I had a hard time focusing with it. I'm gonna see if I can actually see through this scope, because the other one I have on my other Gamo, I don't know if it's my glasses need to be replaced or what, but it seems like I just couldn't get a good focus. So, all right. So it comes in a little package here, all nicely wrapped. It's got a scope mount on it. And on my other scope, when I mounted on my other one, I checked it and the bolts weren't tight. For the mount. Let's see, what was that? Comes with a little Allen wrench. But actually, this scope seems to be better than the other one I have. Because the other one, when I hold it up to my eye, like here I can see the full scope. I can see full right there. Oh. The other one I have only about this much place where my head has to be. This one I have a lot more. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mount this one and see how it works. If I don't like it, I'll swap out and put my little UTG on there. So let's go ahead and get this mounted. Got my little torque wrench here. And let's see, hopefully I have my bits for mounting it. Yes, all right. So I'm gonna set this to 20 pounds for the base. Okay, the base, that's 20. And we're just gonna slide this on. See how it works. It has a pin right here. This post, it goes into this hole right here. And that's to keep the scope set on recoil. So I'm just gonna thumb tighten these up. And I got the scope set there. And we're gonna give it a little snugging it up a little bit as we go. Okay, so that's mounted. And just to show, like on the scope, I'm gonna reduce my torque. I'm gonna set it to 15, but I'm gonna bring it down to 10 pounds and just see, like, see how I can still turn that? This thing, they weren't even tightened to 10 pounds. So a lot of people, when they shoot air guns, if they don't tighten these up, they don't understand why they can't zero it, because every time they shoot it, it just moves because the scope moves. So first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that the reticle is vertical. And actually, it's just off a little tiny bit. So I have to loosen that up. And you don't want to use your torque wrench to loosen. The torque wrench is only to tighten. So I'm gonna use the little Allen key they sent with it, little Allen wrench. Normally I like to put a flat, like a level on it, but there's no place to put a flat level on this. Okay, so it looks good and plumb. So now we're just gonna tighten it up. Okay, now I'm going to tighten it to 10 pounds. And I'm going to increase it to 15. Okay. And you always do a cross pattern. All right, and when you're done, just back your torque wrench off to 0. You always want to keep it stored at 0. So that's done. All right, so the barrel's been cleaned. The scope is mounted and torqued properly. The next step will be to go out to the range and shoot it. And for shooting it, I bought, just to start out with, I picked up some 500 count 22 pellets. They're 14.3 grains. And this, I'm thinking, without running through a chronograph, it's probably gonna give me like 700 to 800 feet per second. Maybe closer to the 800, I'm thinking. But anyway, 500 pellets for $10. That's a pretty good deal. 9mm, 100 rounds of 9mm, I'm saying it's like $40. So $80, we're $10. I'll be able to do a lot of shooting for $10. I mean, that's what I used to go out and shoot in one day with 22s. I used to go out and shoot a brick at 22s, and that was common. Can't afford that now, but I can afford $10 for 500 pellets. So we'll take it out to the range, and I'll get it zeroed and see if I like the scope. If not, I might put that little UTG on, or I might get me a Vortex crossfire maybe. But there it is, my nice new little Gamo Mach 1 22 caliber Whisper Fusion. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day, and watch for the video of us out at the range. Bye, everyone.